Hello and welcome to One Trinity Place in San Antonio, Texas, as we're here for Game 3 of this series between Austin College and Trinity and Game 2 of this doubleheader. And on the mound for the Trinity Tigers, it'll be Will Hellings making his first start of the season against Isaac Villa, the leadoff man. First pitch and we're underway. It gets away from the starting catcher, Matt McNaney, in this one, ball one. Running through the Austin College lineup, it's Isaac Villa, Tino Ramirez, Desmond Squalls, Asher Thompson in the cleanup spot, Scott Hosmer, Mason Woodhouse, Caden Stegent. Second pitch from Hellings, swing and a miss from Villa. Followed by the DH, Jaden Ayala Hinojosa, Ashton Kaysen, and then Blake Goodridge on the mound for Austin College. Swing and a miss on the third pitch from Hellings brings the count to 1-2 against Villa. The quick rundown on Will Hellings. Number 38 in his second year with the Tigers. The senior from Summit, New Jersey, made 13 appearances last season. Misses low, ball two. 13 appearances last season, no starts. This is his first start of his Trinity career. 2-2 record, 26 innings pitched. A 2.77 ERA. The closer last season was 5 saves. Another pitch in the dirt, bringing the count to 3-2. Hellings was scheduled to start on Sunday. His start gets moved up a day because of the request that this be a doubleheader by Austin College. So he is starting the second part of this doubleheader. Pitch away and ball four. A good start for Austin College, the leadoff man aboard. So Tino Ramirez now up. Ramirez playing in left field as he has for all 3 games of this series. One of the regular starters in this Austin College lineup. Pitches high, 1-0. Hellings trying to find the strike zone. Shakes his head in disappointment at that last pitch. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Hellings, he has that slider. That's most of what he's going to throw today, you would assume. Lots of fastballs and mixed in with some breaking balls and some good ones too. The 1-1 from Hellings. Checks on Villa at first. He has 5 stolen bases already this season. Dives back safely. Villa off and running. The bunt gets down by Ramirez. Tinker has to barehand throw. Cannot scoop it. The throw got there. It would have been close. Nick Jones not able to scoop it off the hop. It goes down as a base hit for Ramirez. So the bunt single pays off for Austin College. The first 2 Roos are aboard, and a quick meeting from Tim Scannell to talk to his Game 3 starter. Austin College got blown out in Game 2, a 27-5 loss. Trying to get off to a better start in Game 3 of the series, and Desmond Squalls is up. He's a good guy to do it. Had a 2 RBI double. Those were 2 of the 5 runs Austin College would score in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Squalls playing in right field as he has for the previous 2 games of the series. Runner goes again. Ramirez will have a stolen base without a throw. McNaney may be worried about the runner at third, Isaac Villa, coming home. But now 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out against Will Hellings. So Desmond Squalls an opportunity to give Austin College the early lead potentially. Pitch away. And a quick 2-0 count. So, quite the turn of events from what we saw previously in the last game that we just witnessed. Austin College coming out with a different intensity, a different focus, and so far better results. Lined into right field, it's a base hit. Villa comes in to score. They're waving around Ramirez. He's in to score. And Austin College strikes first, up 2-0. 3 straight Roos reach, and they're jumping around in the dugout of Austin College. A much better start to Game 3. So maybe some shock on the Trinity side for how this one is starting after they just rolled in the last game. Not the case so far. Asher Thompson comes up to bat. He finished the last game pitching. They went to a position player, was actually able to get some outs. He was pretty productive, more productive than several of the pitchers they were throwing previously. Good start to this at bat from Hellings. Finds himself in an 0-2 count. Squalls waiting on first. Pitch away, 1-2. So 2 runs on the board already for the Roos. And not a single out recorded. Squalls is off and running, potentially a hit and run. Throw from McNaney, not in time. Too far off to the left. John Ramsey at short didn't have a chance to apply the tag, and another runner in scoring position. So the second stolen base already given up as well. And Hellings did get the strikeout on Thompson, so 1 out on the board for the right-hander from Summit, New Jersey. Scott Hosmer now up, playing at first base. Hosmer, pretty versatile. Played at third base in game 1 of this doubleheader as Hellings lands the strike, bringing the count to 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hellings trying to find his footing already with 1 strikeout, trying to get Hosmer and make it back-to-back. Ground ball, softly to Hellings, and he makes the easy throw to Nick Jones. For out number 2, Squalls able to advance to third. So Mason Woodhouse, the second baseman, now up. Back-to-back outs recorded by Will Hellings, trying to keep the damage at 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. The slider early from Hellings. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Sweeping slider again, similar pitch, even further out. Expanding the strike zone of Woodhouse. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss, that's strike 3. So a rough start for Will Hellings. He allows the first 3 Austin College Roos to reach. Desmond Squalls bringing in 2 runs, a 2 RBI single, but Hellings able to strike 2 of the next 3 batters out, limiting the damage to 2. Austin College, a good start, 2-0 in San Antonio. Tigers up to bat when we come back. Welcome back. Bottom of the first inning in San Antonio. So we'll run through the lineup of the Trinity Tigers. Caleb Woodward leading it off, followed by Maddox McDonald. Nick Jones playing in first base. Matt McNaney in the cleanup spot. Brandon Nelson, the DH, hitting fifth. Kai Tinker, followed by Pierce Matthews, Calcone, and then John Ramsey, the shortstop, hitting ninth. And on the mound for Austin College, it's Blake Goodridge, the first year from Keller, Texas, through 3.1 innings. In a start against UMHB, allowed 6 hits and 7 earned runs. He'll try to improve from that start last weekend. I don't know if I mentioned at the top of the last frame, I'm Cole Isaacson. I'll be covering this game as I have the last two. Happy to be here. Gorgeous day in San Antonio, Texas. Caleb Woodward took ball one. Check that strike one to make it 0-1. Woodward popped up. Villa makes the catch. One down in the inning. I did receive a very nice gift from some of the parents down watching the game. Received a sandwich, some Sun Chips, and a Diet Dr. Pepper. So big thank you to the people who arranged that. Very nice, very thoughtful. Definitely appreciate it. As Maddox McDonald enters the batter's box. Hits it in the air to Squalls, camped under it in right, and makes the catch. So a quick 2 outs, swinging early are the Tigers. Woodward pops out to short, and McDonald flies out to right. Brings up Nick Jones. He was hitting third in the last 2 games. He'll hit third again. Jones playing defensively at first base, as he did not in the previous game. Ahead 1-0 against Goodridge. Pitch away, 2-0. Make it 3-0. Tigers trying to get their first base runner. They find themselves down 2-0. Big change of pace from the game we just saw, where they got off to a 12-0 lead in the first inning. And that's ball 4. High fastball, doesn't land for a strike. First base runner for Trinity. So Matt McNaney getting his first plate appearance of the season. The graduate student, the catcher from Albuquerque, New Mexico. McNaney getting the nod as Lazara getting this game off. Caught the first half of this doubleheader. Goodridge will check on Jones at first to no avail. Strike called down the chute. 0-1. This is definitely a different start to the year for McNaney as opposed to last year, where he had a broken wrist. Was held out of action for the first month of the year in a cast. His first game back, got an at-bat and collected an RBI single. Hoping for similar results in his first at-bat of this season. Last pitch missed, evens the count at 1-1. Fouled back into the screen. Count now 1-2. Goodridge trying to get out of this inning, maintaining his team's 2-run lead. Pitch low, good take by McNaney, 2-2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Stegent has to throw the first, does so successfully, and that ends the inning. A scoreless frame thrown by Blake Goodridge. Austin College maintains their 2-0 lead as we head to the second in the Alamo City. Welcome back. The sun's starting to go down in San Antonio, Texas, as the time approaches 5 p.m., currently 4:34 local time. Will Hellings back on the mound to face the catcher, Caden Steegen, who hits a high fly ball. Tinker calls it and makes the catch on the infield grass for out number one. A quick first pitch out for Will Hellings, who seemed to get his feet under him after giving up those 2 runs in the top of the first. We'll see if that trend continues or not. So now he has to deal with Jaden Ayala Hinojosa, the designated hitter. Hinojosa started in opening night last night, where the Roos fell 10-2 to Trinity. Struck out 3 times, trying to avoid that here. Also made a pitching appearance in Game 1 of this doubleheader earlier today. Was not able to record an out, hoping to show what he can do with the bat instead. In a 1-1 count, pitch misses low, brings the count to 2-1. Hit in the air to center field. Woodward ranges over to his left and makes the catch without a problem. A quick 2 outs for Will Hellings. If you're a Tigers fan, this is the type of start to the inning you wanted to see from number 38, adjusting to his new starting role. Understood, similar to what Trajan Lee and then his mindset coming into the year, that he would be a starting pitcher in all likelihood with the exodus of guys that Trinity had, and Joseph Shavana and Jackson Tier. Hellings predicted to be the normal Sunday starter, acknowledged that those were big shoes to fill, but said he wasn't too worried about it overall. Big swing and a miss from Ashton Kayson. Ashton Kayson did not play in the earlier part of this doubleheader, but made the start in center field in Game 1. Pitch high and in. 2-1. Make it 3-1. Misses in the same location. Defensive alignment for Trinity. Kai Tinker at third, John Ramsey at short, Cal Coney at second, Nick Jones at first. Pitch misses, ball 4 outside. A 2-out walk for Kayson. With that, the top of the order comes up to the plate. Isaac Villa worked a walk and scored a run in his only plate appearance so far. Sort of a reversal of what we saw in Game 1. Top of the order coming up first, close to the leadoff spot. So throw back to first, not in time. McNaney trying to catch Case on napping. Villa already taking his second at-bat in this second inning. Austin College working with the 2-0 lead. Ground ball, Ramsey will step on the bag at second, goes the short way for out number 3. Helling settling in, puts up a 0 in the second. We'll see if his bats can pick it up and tie this game potentially in the bottom of the second when we come back on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning here in San Antonio. Brandon Nelson set to lead things off for Trinity, the DH today. With Nick Jones playing at first, you would assume that they'll be switching on and off pretty frequently, working both of them into the lineup. Definitely very effective hitters. Nelson pops that up. Shallow center field, kind of the Bermuda Triangle, and it falls! Nelson alertly goes to second base, and he's in with a disappearing double in some ways, as that ball found the perfect place in right center field between 4 different Austin College Kangaroos. It was Isaac Villa, Mason Woodhouse, Ashton Cason, and Desmond Squalls all converging on it like 4 different corners of a square, and the ball just found the perfect spot right in the middle of all of them. Represents the first hit of the day for Trinity. That sets up Kai Tinker, the third baseman. Didn't play earlier today, but started on opening day last night. Playing once again at third base, takes strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Goodridge working with the runner on second for the first time all day. Pitch away, 1-1. So far, this is representing a tremendous bounce back for Blake Goodridge. As we mentioned, it's 7 earned runs given up in the start against UMHB, trending in a much different direction. A very good top of the first. Some adversity here as Tinker lines it into left field. Nelson will stop at third, gets the red light. Definitely not enough for him to score. A wise decision by third base coach Joey Deering to put up the stop sign. But it puts runners at the corners with nobody out. The second hit of the day for Trinity. I'm sure Austin College knows this, and so does everybody at home. 2 runs will not be enough to win this game in all likelihood. Good start for the Roos, but the Tigers seem to be finding their groove offensively, trying to carry over that momentum from a 27-run game, which we can confirm is the most runs scored since 2018 at least. Throw to first is not in time. Trying to catch Tinker napping. Brandon Nelson bluffing off of third base, acting like he was potentially going to go. Tigers trying to create some chaos on the base paths. Part of the attention to detail that Tim Scannell was telling me about. Hoping for a better season on the base paths. Swing and a miss from Matthews. Tinker slides in safely. Throw gets away from third. Nelson coming in to score. Tinker's safe at third. And the run scores an unforced error from Austin College. Just talking about that chaos created on the base paths, a hit and run, presumably a player called one, as I explained last night. Coach Scannell telling me any hit and run will be called by a player. That is not a coaching decision. There's a complete green light for a player to do that. Tinker often running to second. Pierce Matthews swings through the pitch. And instead of throwing to second, they try and catch Brandon Nelson at third. The throw gets away from Asher Thompson, who's making his first start at third base all weekend. And it cost them a base. Matthews to left. Tagging is Tinker. He will score easily, and that ties the game. So in essence, both runs in this inning to tie the score coming off of that one Austin College error. The error brings Nelson home. It puts Tinker at third, and the sacrifice fly from Matthews gives him an RBI to tie this game. Pierce Matthews also had an RBI sac fly in the game earlier today, where he pinch hit. Brings up Cal Coney playing second today. Takes a strike. Still nobody out. Well, one out in all of this. The scoreboard hasn't updated quite yet. Pierce Matthews representing the first out of this inning. Coney takes a pitch away. Looked like a changeup potentially. Brings the count to 2-1. Pitch away again. Now 3-1. Tigers looking to potentially do even more damage. Hit in the air on the roof of the Bell Center. 1, 2, 3, potentially 4. I'd give it 4. It was covered up by the pipe, but I assume it hopped again. Only 4 hops. We've had some disappointing foul balls. We had a 7 earlier today. That tied the season record. Coney lifts this one deep in the air. Squalls ranging towards the warning track, where he makes the catch at the base of the wall. Out number 2 in the second inning. An F9 for Cal Coney, for those of you scoring at home. Now John Ramsey up to bat. Came in for his defense at the end of the last game. Still has yet to record a hit in 2 games. Big swing and a miss from the first-year Ramsey there, making it 0-1. Looking for his first hit as a Trinity Tiger. We'll see if it comes in this game. Now in a 2-2 game. Pitch misses away, 1-1. Hits even at 2 apiece. 1 error for Austin College and for Trinity. 1 apiece. Ramsey skies this one. Right field side and out of play into the Roos bullpen. Unclear what the folks at home can hear from the Tigers dugout, but I just heard Tim Scannell once again say top half, top half. It's that mantra that the Tigers like to preach: hard ground balls win. Pitch misses low, and it's 2-2. Hit it in the air. It's really easy to catch it, but hit it on the ground. These baseballs, you never know what they do. They have eyes sometimes. They can find gaps. 2-2 pitch to Ramsey. That's strike 3. Lands it on the outside part of the plate. So Goodridge strikes out the final batter he sees, but 2 runs surrendered due to the error. Trinity ties this score at 2 apiece. We're headed to the top of the third next from San Antonio. Welcome back to the Alamo City. Another good crowd on hand for Game 2 of this doubleheader. Gorgeous day in San Antonio. Temperatures in the low 70s. Much better than yesterday where we had kind of a mist in the high 40s. Unideal for baseball. Tino Ramirez set to lead things off for the Roos, who just surrendered 2 runs. Now in a tie game 2-2 after getting out to the 2-0 lead. Ramirez will try and get this thing started for Austin College offensively. He's 1 for 1 with a single today. Has started in all 6 games the Roos have played on their season. Pitch from Hellings misses 2-0. Will Hellings seemed to settle in the previous frame. Allowed the first 3 Austin College Roos to reach. Since then, he's done pretty well. Swing and a miss from Ramirez. Big cut at that pitch. The wind seems to have died down a little bit, which goes against the strategy that Hellings was telling me earlier. He said on a windy day, you just want to throw your fastball, and it's going to be very hard for the ball to leave the yard, particularly if the wind's blowing in, and especially if it's a cold day like yesterday. We saw a few balls off the Tigers' bats that just hit the base of the wall that you'd think on a day like this might leave the yard. Can't use that today, though. The wind blowing out. And it is nice and warm as Hellings misses low. Ball 4 to Ramirez, who gets this inning started off well for Austin College. That is the second walk handed out by Will Hellings on the day. Got to talk to Will Hellings about the transition into becoming a starting pitcher. He said cautious of how he'll handle the workload, but happy to not worry about throwing multiple days in a row. That's the biggest adjustment he said he had to make as Desmond Squall steps into the batter's box. The right fielder takes a pitch away. But he said that's the biggest adjustment, is that you're worried about throwing once a week. You're throwing for longer, but he's happy that he doesn't have to throw twice in one week. And sometimes he threw 3 times in a weekend. That's how much they used him last year out of the pen. Pitch misses low, brings the count to 2-0 on Squalls. Squalls is 1 for 1 with a single. That netted him 2 RBIs. He has 2 RBIs in each game, 4 in total between the 2 games. Runner goes as Squalls gets that one down into left field. Matthews, the throw will be cut off. They throw the second. Probably a bad decision by Squalls. Have to watch that runner at third. Squalls will be tagged out at first. Tried to stretch it into a double, but Pierce Matthews, the good throw to nab him. Great job by Cal Coney in that rundown situation, keeping tabs on Tino Ramirez at third. You never know if you pay too much attention to Squalls doing a little dance between first and second. Ramirez could bolt from third, but Coney keeping an eye on him. So now Hellings has to deal with Asher Thompson, the third baseman, struck out the last time he was up. So 1 down in the inning as Hellings has allowed the first 2 batters he's facing this inning to reach. Slider misses in, but a nod of approval from his catcher, Matt McNaney, the spot that he wanted. Just didn't get the chase. 1-1 pitch, 1 down with a runner on third. And Tino Ramirez, that ball gets away, and it will score a run. Likely a pass ball charged to Matt McNaney. And Austin College gets their lead right back. Does it look like that just squeaked through? So the base is now clear. Another run on the board for the Austin College Kangaroos. Count now 2-1 to Asher Thompson. Make it 3-1 as that pitch misses outside. Fouled off, and that hit something. Hopefully a building and not a car. We can only hope. Unclear as that went out of my point of view, out of my vision. The 3-2 pitch from Hellings. Popped up. Is it in play? Tinker trying to run it down. Now McNaney, and Tinker makes the catch. A nice play from the third baseman in foul ground. That ball changed direction on him at the last second, had to just reach out his glove, able to secure it. It'll go down as an F5 in foul ground. Now the first baseman, Scott Hosmer, up, and that hit him. Catches part of his jersey, and Scott Hosmer will make his first appearance on first base offensively today. Goes down as a hit by pitch. Brings up Mason Woodhouse, who's 0 for 1 today. He struck out the last time he was up. Two down in this inning. Austin College able to open up a lead, 3-2. They gave up the lead in the previous frame. Trinity scoring 2 runs to tie this game. Austin College getting it right back in this game. In this inning, I should say. Slider misses, 2-0. Pitch inside. Makes it 3-0. Hellings trying to settle in. Making his first start of his Trinity Tigers career. Finds the plate. Strike 2. Check that, strike 1. Two down in the inning. Scott Hosmer on first. Ground ball. Past the dive of Ramsey into left field. Another base hit for Austin College, their 4th hit of the game, and the first for Mason Woodhouse in this one. And that'll constitute an early visit from pitching coach Dave Smith. Will Hellings getting hit around a little bit. Well, this gives us an opportunity to maybe talk about some history, as this segment will be in honor of Brian Yanselson, our former broadcast partner who did these games before I came here. Did these games for 3 years before I showed up to be his broadcast partner for 1 year, where he would go through the history of the mascot for the visiting team. So today that will be Austin College. And why are they called the Kangaroos? Well, that goes back all the way to the early days of the university when they held the Kangaroo Courts. What are the Kangaroo Courts, you may ask? Well, this is where a upperclassman put the underclassmen, quote-unquote, on trial. Now, eventually those stopped, but the students still loved kangaroos years later, to the point where they actually brought one on. There was a live kangaroo that lived on Austin College campus for a number of years, and eventually they made it the mascot. So that is why Austin College are the Kangaroos. That's one thing Austin College and Trinity have in common. That Trinity had a tiger named Leroy on campus for a number of years, and now we have a normal mascot that's Leroy. That I don't know if anybody's who does that. I don't know who is Leroy. I know it was the president, Danny Wynn, for a while, allegedly. I don't know if he would want me telling you that. But I think it rotates around nowadays. But that is something that these two universities have in common. Did have a live animal mascot on campus for a number of years as the catcher, Caden Stegent, settles in. Now ahead 3-0. A walk here would load the bases with 2 outs. Probably not the results that pitching coach Dave Smith was hoping for after he went out to talk to Will Hellings. Fires a strike. Fastball down the chute. 3-1. Pitch misses low, ball 4, and a walk handed out by Will Hellings. And he's into some 2-out trouble now. Jaden Ayala Hinojosa coming up to the plate. 0 for 1 today, flew out to Caleb Woodward in center field. And an opportunity to extend the Austin College lead. The bases loaded, 2 down in the inning. Strike 1, down the middle, fastball. What a moment this could be for Austin College. after they just got shellacked 27-5 to extend a multiple run lead in the following game. Pitch misses low, 1-1. Swing and a miss, that's strike two. Hellings trying to find his groove. The 1-2. Trying to get out of a jam. Good take by Ayala Hinojosa. Thought about it for a second, does not swing. Brings the count even at 2-2. Ground ball, but foul towards the Austin College dugout. There is action in the Trinity bullpen. Pitching coach Dave Smith saying he didn't know what the workload would be like for Will Hellings. It's been very intensive through 3 innings so far. The 2-2, 2 down in the inning. Lined, but foul. Foul down the left field line. The third base coach for Austin College wanted it. He pointed fair. The ump disagrees, and I have to say I agree with the umpire. Having a pretty good view down the left field line from up here on CalGuard, the roof of CalGuard Gym. That looked foul, and everybody will have to go back. If you'd like to see a replay, feel free to rewind that a little bit on whatever device you're watching. The 2-2 pitch. Lined up the middle, it's a base hit. 1 run coming around to score. Here comes another, a 2-run single. Jaden Ayala Hinojosa. His first hit of the series, and it's a big one to extend the Austin College lead. It's 5-2 Roos. So Scott Hosmer and Mason Woodhouse coming around to score. Jaden Ayala Hinojosa, a base hit, 5-2 Austin College, and who would have seen this coming? Ashton Kaysen now up. Swing and a miss on the slider, strike 1. And you wonder how long the leash will be for Will Hellings. He's already surrendered 5 runs through 3 innings. 5 runs, as many as the Kangaroos scored all of the game previous. Only scored 2 runs the game before that. The 1-1. Pitch lands, but not a strike. Must have been a bit low. A good take from Casson. The 2-1. Grounded. Fair ball to Nick Jones, and he'll just take the trip himself in time. Was a close call, but does so in time, as that will end the inning, but not before Austin College puts up 3 runs. They lead 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the third. How will the Tigers respond? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to the Alamo City. The Trinity Tigers are 52-4 against the Austin College Kangaroos. They've won 39 in a row, but could this be the end of the streak? Austin College opening up a 5-2 lead here in San Antonio. Blake Goodridge still on the mound for the Roos as he'll face the leadoff man for Trinity. Caleb Woodward takes ball one outside. Woodward 0 for 1 today. He popped out in his first at-bat. The 1-0. Good pitch down the middle from Goodridge. 1-1. Trinity able to find some momentum offensively in that last inning. Woodward fouls that into the screen behind him. Pitch is now 1-2. 1-2 count. Trinity able to score 2 runs in that last inning. They're going to need 3 to tie the score this time. Woodward smokes that, but foul. Well down the right field line. He hit that very far, but not in the right direction. Got all of that baseball just ahead. 1-2 pitch. Now hits it in the air the other way, but too far to make a play on it on the roof of the batting cages in left field. Now the 1-2 again. Good take by Woodward. Breaking ball all the way. A good one at that from Goodridge. Woodward able to see it. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Woodward hits it in the air. Right center. Cason is there. And there's one away. So Maddox McDonald now up with 1 away. Goodridge having a very nice bounce back start. Only 2 runs surrendered through 2.1 innings pitched so far. McDonald smokes it on a line. A couple people having to duck in the Trinity bullpen. Lined into right field, a base hit for McDonald. He'll be content with 1 as he has a 1-out single, his first hit of the game. Now Nick Jones up. A walk in his first plate appearance today. His 3rd start of the season. Playing at first base. Working with Maddox McDonald on base. 1 down in the inning. They check on McDonald, dives back safely. Ball gets away for a second. McDonald thought about going, but the ball just died there right by first base. That would have been unwise to move. That ball did not roll one way or the other. It just landed and it stayed there. Sounds of fast cars in the distance. As they check on McDonald again. He's gotten some pretty big leads, able to get back safely. So far, some pretty good throws to first. Though we know, and we've seen in this series, that those can get away from you sometimes. Already an error on the third base side from Austin College. Nick Jones still has yet to see his first pitch. Now they've got McDonald in a rundown. Throw to second. Not in time. Offline. And the tag not applied. They had him dead to rights. The throw off to the left. And Maddox McDonald slides in safely. That'll go down as a stolen base for number 9. So now Nick Jones with the runner in scoring position. Still 1 down in the inning as McDonald was somehow safe. Pitch high and inside. Jones has to bend out of the way of that. Foul tip into Steegent's glove, and it's 1-1. McDonald has his lead at second. Pitch to Jones, away. Good take by Jones. And it's 2-1. Matt McNaney waiting on deck. Hoping he'll have 2 runners on. Pitch skips in the dirt. McDonald thought about going for third, but a good block by Steegent, able to keep it in front of him and hold McDonald at second. Brings the count to 3-1. Pitch down the middle, strike 2. Brings the count full. Hit in the air, center field, back at the wall, it hits the warning track. McDonald coming from third, he'll try and score. Nick Jones going back to third, he's in safely. And McDonald eventually scores. A weird sequence of base running, but it works out for the Tigers, and they're now only down 5-3. An RBI triple for Nick Jones, already the second triple of the season for the transfer junior. Nick Jones had it in his head the whole way that he was going for 3, but Maddox McDonald didn't know if he could get home. He tracks back to third, sees that Nick Jones is sliding in head first to third, realizes he can't go there. He just has to try and score. Thankfully for Maddox McDonald, the throw goes to third instead of home. A missed opportunity for Austin College. Pitch high from Goodridge to Matt McNaney, who now has a runner on third. And what is a 2-run game? 5-3, Austin College still has the lead. Pitch high again, 2-0. So pretty lucky base running from Maddox McDonald, who got caught in a rundown, was somehow safe between first and second, tries to go back to third after he rounds third, realizing he can't do that, and eventually scores the run. McNaney fouled that last pitch off into the screen. Makes the count 2-1. He represents the tying run in the third inning. Nick Jones waiting on third base. Good pitch, lands for a strike, evens the count 2-2. Looked like a breaking ball. Flags blowing directly out in the center field at the 400 marker. Pitch away, good take by McNaney. Those catchers, they know the strike zone pretty well. He showed it there. The 2-2. High fly ball. Nobody can see it, and Squalls loses it in the sun. McNaney heads for second, and he's there safely. It's an RBI double, and some weird defensive plays happening to Austin College. Trinity taking advantage. As you could see, 3 different Austin College defenders. That was Mason Woodhouse at second, Kason at center, and Desmond Squalls in right field, all losing the ball in the sun. It's set at a pretty low angle, shining directly into right field. Nobody could see where it was, and it ends up to the right of everybody. So nobody makes the catch. You could hear the Tigers dugout yelling that nobody could see it, and for Nick Jones to not wait and tag, just to come home. And for McNaney to hustle in for second base. Both of them do exactly that, and the Tigers get another run on the board as a meeting on the mound for Austin College. Blake Goodridge it's hard to say how much of this is his fault. That should have been out number 2. And quite frankly, some opportunities on the base paths that Austin College has just missed. Trinity's made mistakes, but Austin College has somehow won up to them so far. Still clinging to a 5-4 lead, though. Hits now even at 5 apiece, as misjudgment is not an error in baseball. Errors 2-1 in favor of Trinity, if you want to say that. They have more in the number, but that's not necessarily a category you want to be leading in. Either way, Brandon Nelson comes up to the plate with 1 out. And the tying run on second base in Matt McNaney. Nelson already 1 for 1 with a double. Takes a strike, fastball on the outside part of the plate. But even Brandon Nelson's double, kind of a weird play, found its way in between 4 different Austin College defenders that were all converging on the baseball. Just some weird things happening to Austin College, who played pretty well so far overall, at least offensively. And even Goodridge has done a solid job on the mound, considering the output he put out last week. Nelson finds himself in an 0-2 count. Still only 1 down in the inning. Pitch away, 2-2. Check that 1-2, a good take from Nelson. Nelson pops that up sky high. Coming in and making the catch is Thompson, 2 down in the inning. Trinity trying to match Austin College's run output once again. They went down 2. They were able to get 2 in the next inning. They went down 3 at the top of the third, trying to get 3 back in the bottom of the third. Kai Tinker, hitting 6th today, stands in the batter's box, 1 for 1 with a single in the second. Strike 1. Ground ball, 3-hopper to short. And the stretch and the play made by Hosmer. Villa made the throw, and what a play by Scott Hosmer at first base. The full split stretch to get Kai Tinker. It ends the inning, but the Tigers get 2 runs back. They cut the deficit to 5-4. Will Hellings back on the mound for his 4th inning of work when we come back on Tiger Network. Welcome back. The sun continuing the set in San Antonio. Will Hellings back on the mound. He'll face Isaac Villa up for the 3rd time today. Austin College almost ran through their entire order in the top of the third inning where they scored 3 runs, 8 of the 9 batters coming up to the plate. Isaac Villa, the only one who didn't. Leading off this inning, he takes strike 1 inside part of the plate from Hellings. So the Tigers able to score 2 runs in back-to-back innings, cutting this deficit to 5-4. Austin College think they know they need to keep scoring. Swing and a miss from Isaac Villa. Continued action in the Tigers bullpen, as there has been for really the last inning and a half. We continue to wonder how long the leash will be for Hellings. Swing and a miss, a good slider on the outside part of the plate gets Villa. Hellings' third strikeout of the day. Now Tino Ramirez up. 1 for 1. The base hit. He's also walked. Ground ball on 2 hops to the shortstop Ramsey. Throw in time. And a quick 2 outs for Will Hellings. So we'll see how Hellings responds. As you remember in the last inning, Hellings got those first 2 outs pretty quickly, but it all unraveled, and he's had problems getting Desmond Squalls out. That's who's up next. Squalls with 2 different base hits. 2 for 2 in this game. Squalls lines it. 2 hops to Coney. Makes the play in time, and a very quick inning from Will Hellings. Less than 10 pitches thrown, and that is exactly the shutdown inning Trinity would have wanted. Bottom of the 4th coming up in San Antonio. Tigers up to bat once again. Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th inning in San Antonio. Austin College clinging to their 5-4 lead. Trinity up to bat, only down 1 now after they were down 3. Pierce Matthews set to lead things off against the Austin College starter, Blake Goodridge, who fires strike 1. Matthews, a sacrifice fly in his only at-bat, collected an RBI. Pitch away, 1-1. One pitch, fouled off the end of the bat by Matthews. This game important for the history of these 2 universities because of Trinity leaving the SCAC after this year. It could be the final time these 2 opponents play each other in quite some time. The trip to Sherman to San Antonio and vice versa, not exactly the easiest thing in the world. Matthews fouls that off the end of his bat, keeping it at 1-2. These 2 teams have been playing each other since Austin College joined the SCAC in 2006, really. Pitch high, 2-2. A long history against each other. Now 56 games played, this being the 57th between these 2 programs. Pitch in the dirt, 3-2. Good at bat from Pierce Matthews, the left fielder. The 3-2. Thought about it, but doesn't go. Flips the back for the walk. And Stegent pointed to the first base ump, wanting clarification. A check swing, and he does indeed concur that Pierce Matthews held up his swing. He heads to first base, a base on balls. Brings up the junior, Cal Coney. 0 for 1 today, a fly out to right. The second baseman from Los Angeles. Big swing and a miss from Coney. Breaking ball of some kind towards the bottom of the zone. The 0-1. Checks on Matthews, dives back safely. We saw it was Jonas Caballos able to nab. I believe it was Nick Jones over at first base. Could have been somebody else, but able to collect an out in that way. Perfect throw. So we've seen Austin College execute a play like that. That pitch from Goodridge misses low, bringing the count to 1-1. Check on Matthews again, to no avail. Hosmer doing a good job at first base. Played at third base in the first part of this doubleheader, so a versatile player for the Roos. And a balk called. So a free base for Pierce Matthews. So you could hear the umpire from first base very clearly shout, "That's a balk." I don't know if you could hear it at home or not, but it was very clear from here. Normally, you have to kind of put it together that it was a balk, but no mistake about that one. That was a balk. Matthews over to second base, still the 1-1 count to Coney, now with a tying run in scoring position. Swing and a miss, he offered at it, and it's 1-2. Good breaking ball from Goodridge. Trying to hang on to the lead that he was given. Austin College putting up 5 runs in the first 3 innings on Trinity starter Will Hellings. Now the Tigers trying to match that effort here in the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Looked like a curveball, and it gets Coney chasing. That goes down as the 3rd strikeout for Blake Goodridge as John Ramsey settles in. Another strikeout victim of Goodridge. Struck out looking in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. Ramsey lines it up the middle. It's a base hit. Matthews heads into 3rd. He'll have to stop there as he didn't quite get a good read on the baseball. He backtracked to 2nd just for a step or two, and that stopped him from getting the green light and coming home. Either way, it's the first hit in the Trinity career of John Ramsey the first year. And it'll flip the lineup. Caleb Woodward now set to hit. 1 down, runners at the corners. And it looks like we're going to get a meeting of some kind. Interestingly enough, it was the Tigers that converged to meet first with Woodward, McDonald, Tim Scannell, assistant coach Joey Deering, and 2 others coming in, discussing something or other. Nobody really on Austin College's meeting. Stegent still in the brown part of his area, now behind the dish. The only people who even came together to talk were first baseman Scott Hosmer and pitcher Blake Goodridge, an unusual combination. As Woodward now settles in. Runners at the corners, 1 down. Potential double play for Austin College. That's what they'd be hoping for here. Trying to keep that run from 3rd scoring. Woodward drops down a bunt, but it goes foul. It's a good way for Trinity to avoid the double play. A little suicide squeeze. Matthews waiting on 3rd. John Ramsey, who got his first career hit as a Trinity Tiger, on 1st. The sun coming out from behind the cloud that it was somewhat behind for the last 15 minutes or so. Good take by Woodward. Didn't square up to bunt there. Brings the count to 1-1. We know that Woodward is fast enough to reach on these bunt plays. If he gets it down the third base line enough, he has gotten base hits like this before. A check on Ramsey, a dangerous play with the runner on third. Though Hosmer and other first basemen that have rotated in and out of that position, mostly Rayshawn Riley, have done a good job scooping those. Rayshawn Riley getting this game off, presumably because it's a doubleheader. Woodward has to bend out of the way of that high fastball. Brings the count to 2-1. Maddox McDonald waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity after Woodward. Runner goes. Woodward swings and hits a foul ball onto the batting cage in left field right by the Trinity bullpen. You assume another one of those player-called hit and runs. John Ramsey in motion from first. So we saw a play like this develop. A hit and run. Runners at the corners ended up scoring a run as Maddox McDonald alertly stole home. Now the count is 2-2. They check on Ramsey. Doesn't even have to dive back. Just sidesteps his way. Shuffles over there. "5-4 Austin College lead. 2-2 count. One down. Sounds of pickleball in the distance as the sun sets in San Antonio. Woodward takes strike three. Goes down looking, a fastball down the middle. And there's two down in the inning. A big strikeout for Blake Goodridge. The fourth strikeout of the day for Blake Goodridge. Brings up Maddox McDonald, 1 for 2 today. A base hit in the third. He's also flown out to right. Working with the tying run on third. Runners at the corners. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Steegen. Now the 0-1 count. Trinity trying to tie the game in this inning at least. Runner goes. McDonald swings and hits a foul ball onto the roof of the Bell Center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That bounced off some things, so that probably doesn't count. That hit about two different structures, pipes, jutting objects on the Bell Center. McDonald finds himself in an 0-2 count. Trinity out hitting Austin College 6-5. They need number 7 to tie the game here. McDonald fouls it into the screen. Still in an 0-2 count, battling in this situation. Can McDonald come through? Runner goes. McDonald hits it to left field. Ramirez is under it, and he makes the catch. Goodridge gets out of the jam. No runs surrendered despite some traffic. Austin College still leads this one 5-4 as we head to the 5th inning in San Antonio. Welcome back to the Alamo City. Will Hellings on the mound for his 5th inning of work. There were arms up in the bullpen since the 3rd inning, but Hellings still remains able to cobble together what's been a decent start lengthwise, as he'll face the DH, or check that, the third baseman, Asher Thompson. First pitch misses, ball 1. Thompson 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a pop-out in his day so far. The 1-0 misses high, 2-0. This has been the major question for the Trinity Tigers so far. How are they going to replace the innings that Joseph Shavana and Jackson Tier left them? Fastball lands, strike 1. 151.1 innings combined between the two aces, over 70 innings pitched each for Tier and Shavana. Strike 2, fastball on the outside part of the plate, count even at 2-2. Those two were stabilizing forces for 2 years for this rotation. Both of them gone, trying to find ways to fill them. Fill their innings as that pitch misses high. 3-2. Seeing if Will Hellings can be the answer. He's in his 5th inning. A 3-2 count, misses, ball 4. High fastball lacked command, and Asher Thompson is aboard with a no-out walk. The leadoff man aboard for Austin College. Now Scott Hosmer up. Hosmer 0 for 1. Grounded out to Hellings. Drops down a bunt. Hellings picks it up calmly, throws to first slowly, and the sacrifice is complete. Mark it down as an SI, a sacrifice bunt for Scott Hosmer. Now the second baseman, Woodhouse, coming into the batter's box, 1 for 2, has a base hit and a strikeout today, working with now a runner in second. Austin College understands they probably have to keep scoring. As we have a meeting and with action in the bullpen, there's been action in the bullpen for the last several innings. You'll wonder if this will be the day for Will Hellings. Holding out the baseball and now giving it to Dave Smith. That is the day. Will Hellings works 4.1 innings. Still responsible for the runner on second base, surrendering 5 runs. And he walks out to an ovation from this Trinity crowd that has been in full force for these last 3 games. Pitching change from San Antonio. Will take a break. A new arm on the mound for the Tigers when we come back. Welcome back. The sun's setting in San Antonio and a new arm on the mound for the Tigers. It's the first year from Greenwood Village, Colorado. Will Taylor coming in at 6'5" in height. As he'll face the catcher, Caden Stegent. First pitch from Will Taylor, swing and a miss. Correction, that is Mason Woodhouse up to bat still. Woodhouse 1 for 2. Strikeout and a base hit, working with the runner on second now. Will Taylor making his Tigers debut. And an 0-1 count. Trinity finding themselves down to Austin College in the finale of this series, 5-4. Pitch misses inside, 1-1. That's one aspect of this Tigers bullpen that we haven't had to see. Trinity's been able to pull away late or early, depending on which of the two games you looked at. Either way, it wasn't particularly close at the end. Now you get to see some of these high leverage arms come into the game, and we'll see what they cobble together here. Ground ball down the third base line, but foul. Brings the count to 1-2. Of course, Jonathan Newman was such a big part of what they did last year at the end of games. Will Hellings as well, but now he's a starter, so how do you find guys to close out games? It's another big question that the Tigers are asking themselves. Will Taylor seems to be a part of that solution. Pitching in what you would consider a high-leverage situation and what is just a one-run game. Misses with that last pitch, bringing the count to 2-2. Still only one down in the inning. Pitch misses in the dirt. A good block by the new catcher, Matthias Riding, who's taken over for Matt McNaney. Now a 3-2 count. Inside, ball 4. A one-out walk puts runners on first and second. We talked about all these departures from Trinity. And a lot of guys succeeding at the Division I level. Jackson Tier, 7 strikeouts and 3.2 innings pitched for Texas State last night. Jack Martinez, who was here 2 years ago for the Tigers, 5.1 innings for Arizona State, 8 strikeouts. And both teams were able to win their games. And then still to come, Joseph Shavana playing for Xavier in the Big East. And Jack Peterson playing baseball out at Rice, center fielder. Taylor finds the strike zone, a fastball down the middle, evens the count at 1-1. So lots of Trinity Tigers at the Division I level, moving on from these Division III grounds, this nationally recognized program. Ground ball, could be 2. Flip to Coney, able to get 1. No, he's not. They say Woodhouse is safe at second. The flip from Ramsey just didn't have enough power. Thought Coney was able to secure it with his foot on the bag, was not able to do so in time. The error has flashed on the board. It'll be an E6 on John Ramsey. Could have been a double play. At the very least, they would have gotten the runner at second. Now the base is loaded, 1 out for Jaden Ayala Hinojosa. They say he went around strike 1. So Will Taylor gets the ground ball he wanted, just not executing on the defensive side of things. Another chance for Austin College with their designated hitter up to bat. Jaden Ayala Hinojosa has a base hit in this game, 1 for 2. Hits a ground ball. This should score 1. Some miscommunication at first base, but Taylor alertly able to tag Ayala Hinojosa. Both Nick Jones and Will Taylor going for the baseball. Nobody covering the bag. Will Taylor's only hope to get Hinojosa out was to tag him, able to do so. The run does score, brings it up to 6-4 Austin College. And Dave Smith is coming out. And we'll see if Will Taylor is as well. This looks like it's just a chat and not a change, as Matthias Riding will join the conversation. Taylor able to, no, he is going to be out of this game. The chat just to stall. A new arm coming in for the Tigers with runners on second and third, trying to hold this deficit at 2. Austin College with the lead in Game 3 of this series. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. New pitcher on the mound for the Trinity Tigers. It's Jack Breezy, the senior from Danville, Kentucky. Made 10 appearances last season, a 3-2 record. ERA at 7.36. As he is set for his debut of the 2025 season. We were all ready to go, and looks like they're telling the press box to stop the music. They have. And now we're ready to go. Runners on second and third. 2 down in the inning. Breezy faces Ashton Kaysen. Swinging a foul ball. 0-1 count. Talking to Dave Smith about Jack Breezy. He said he's somebody who loves the ball with the game on the line. Well, maybe not quite a save situation, but certainly an important at-bat in this game. Pitch just misses 1-1. Pitch high, 2-1. Isaac Villa waiting on deck. Top of the order. Breezy walks Kaysen. That would bring Villa up with the bases loaded. Good pitch from Breezy. And it looks like they called a balk. Breezy wondering what's going on, but it looks like they have called a balk. Both runners advance, and that means a run scores. So Woodhouse scores from third. Stegent will move to third. And now the score is 7-4. Austin College, swing and a miss from Kaysen. Still important for Breezy to keep Stegent on third base where he is. Austin College has now put up 7 runs in this game. Ground ball softly hit to Ramsey. Cross his body throw a little offline, but a good play by Nick Jones. Able to collect the out. Breezy gets the out, but the balk scores a run. Austin College puts up 2 more in this inning. They're up 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th in San Antonio. We'll be back on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the Alamo City. Austin College with the 7-4 lead in Game 3, trying to avoid being swept here on the campus of Trinity University. Nick Jones set to lead things off for the Tigers. Jones, 1 of 1 today, has a triple and is also walked. First pitch from the starter, Blake Goodridge, just outside, ball 1. The line is officially closed on Tiger starter Will Hellings, 4.1 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks, 5 earned runs, 6 runs in total. Pitch misses low to Jones. Brings the count to 2-0. Line also closed on Will Taylor, 0.1 innings pitched, 0 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run allowed, but none of them earned. Pitch away from Goodridge as Jones is ahead 3-0. Now important for the Austin College bullpen and Blake Goodridge, trying to maintain this 3-run lead. And that's not a good start for the Roos. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk handed out by Goodridge in his 5th inning of work. And you wonder if this will be the day. Looks like head coach Sean Counts is making the slow walk out to the mound. Another walk handed out by Goodridge. Fist bumps in the huddle, and the baseball has been handed off. A pitching change from San Antonio when we come back on Tiger Network. Hello and welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. New pitcher in for Austin College. It's number 35, Brant Stubber. The senior coming in with the height at 6'1", 17 appearances last season, 6 saves. He's served as the closer for Austin College. Not a save situation here, but trying to hang on to a lead. As he'll face Matthias Writing, who replaces Matt McNaney in for the first time in this game, at least at the plate. Working with Nick Jones on first, checks on him, but Jones able to dive back safely. Stubber, one of the best pitchers on this Austin College staff, ERA of 3.33 last season, making his season debut currently. Was unable to pitch in the series against Mary Hardin-Baylor because they were never in a position where they needed him. They never had a lead. Pitch inside, and it's 1-1. But this is who the Roos turn to when they want to shut down the opponent, and that is certainly what they want here, up 7-4 in San Antonio. In a position to end over a 10-year drought, winless drought against the Trinity Tigers. Jones runs, but Matthias Writing fouls that off towards the Tiger dugout. The last time Austin College beat Trinity, it was a while ago, back in 2013. A 4-2 victory in the second half of a doubleheader here on the campus of Trinity University. So maybe history repeating itself. You never know. Tigers trying to avoid that today. Jones on first, Writing at the plate, and a 1-2 count. Good take from Writing. A breaking ball misses low, and it's 2-2. Sun continuing to set here in San Antonio. We've reached golden hour. Jones is running. Stuber calmly throws to second, and he is safe. Looked like he tagged him out in time. That was the shortstop Isaac Villa, who got the ball right before Nick Jones was able to reach second base. Didn't apply the tag in time. It goes down as a stolen base. Good job by Stuber, calmly throwing the ball, making sure it doesn't go into center field. Looked like he gave his shortstop enough time to make the play, but I guess not. A stolen base for Nick Jones. Now in scoring position, Writing ahead of it, cranks it foul. Still in a 2-2 count, now with a runner on second. So some fascinating base running. I don't even want to say issues, just occurrences that have happened with Maddox McDonald getting caught in a rundown. Play can't be made. You've seen the Tigers be very aggressive on the base paths because it looks like the Roos just aren't quick enough on some of these plays. Pitch inside, and that hits Writing. Gives a quick nod to the dugout, and they love it. He heads to first base the painful way, a hit by pitch, but he didn't seem to mind. Took it on the shoulder, turned immediately to the dugout, threw the bat, and gave a quick nod like, yeah, I took that. That's the toughness of a catcher, folks. I would not have that same intensity if I were Matthias Writing in that situation. Absolutely not. I would be holding my shoulder. I would acknowledge that that hurt. Brings up Brandon Nelson to the plate. Nelson hits a fly ball to deep left field. Back at the wall towards the warning track, and making the catch is Ramirez. Both runners tagging. Writing tags for second, and both are safe. So it's the first out of the inning, but it does advance both runners. Nelson got a lot of that baseball. Ramirez drifted towards the warning track, not quite to it. Made the catch, but he was a little off balance. The ball went a little further behind than he thought he did. Couldn't really step into the throw. I think Writing saw that and took the free 90 feet. Now runners at second and third, double play out of order. Kai Tinker up, the third baseman. Takes a ball inside, 1-0. Tinker 1 for 2 today. He's grounded out to short the last time he was up. He also has a base hit. Does a little practice swing while the catcher, Stegent, and the pitcher, Stubber, my bad, have a little conference. Everybody back in position now. Runners on second and third. Tinker at the plate, a 1-0 count. Good pitch, bottom of the strike zone. Strike one, 1-1, the count. Tying run at the plate in the bottom of the fifth. One down. Lined into left field. It's a base hit. One run comes in. Writing racing around from second. He scores as well. Tinker into second himself. It's a 2-run single, and this is a 7-6 game. A 2 RBI single from Kai Tinker. Check that, a double from Kai Tinker, a 2 RBI double. Puts the Tigers within 1 run. Trinity out hitting Austin College 7-5. They find themselves down on the scoreboard, largely due to 3 errors they've committed. That gets away. Tinker thinking about going home. He rounded third on the wild pitch. Thinks better of it. A slider that slid too much. It caught the shoulder pad of Stegent, made a loud clinking noise, and ended up going all the way back to the backstop. Goes down as a 1-0 count. Now a different position for Pierce Matthews, who comes up to the plate. Maybe a ground ball to the first base side or a sacrifice fly can tie this game. Pitch misses inside, 2-0. Matthews already has a sacrifice fly in this game. He's also worked a walk. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, nearly got him. Brings the count to 3-0. If you're Pierce Matthews, I don't think you even want to go to the plate. I don't even think you want to go to first base in this situation. You'd much rather have another opportunity to crank one to deep left field and try and tie this game. Takes a strike down the middle. 3-1. Stubber has surrendered 2 runs. One of them belonging to Goodridge as Nick Jones came around to score, the other one belonging to himself. Matthews, ground ball to short. This should tie the game. Throw is in time. They get the out, but the Tigers have tied the game. A 3-run bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 7. The 6-3 ground out goes down as another RBI for Pierce Matthews. He has 2 in this game. A touchdown apiece as the Tigers follow up the Austin College 2-run inning with a 3-run inning of their own. Cal Coney now comes up to the plate, takes strike 1 down the chute. Coney 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out to right. Thought about it but does not offer. Check swing. As the first base umpire says that Coney did not offer. The 1-0. Down the middle. I believe that count should actually be 1-2. Even though the scoreboard reads 1-1, it should be 1-2. 2 down in the inning. Coney rips it to left. Over the head of Ramirez. Back at the wall. Coney in second. He won't get another one, but it's a 2-out double for Cal Coney. Ramirez just barely misreading that in left field. Gets over his head. That's a tough ball for anybody in left field. Slicing it and dicing its way through the air. Eventually back to the wall, and Coney able to get 2 bases out of it. And now John Ramsey. 1 for 2. He struck out. He also has a base hit today. And Caden Stegent, the catcher for Austin College, will call for a meeting. Just a 1-on-1, him and Stubber. Trinity has battled all the way back to tie this game. The Tigers came into this weekend number 15th ranked in the country, according to the D3 poll. That would not remain if they were to lose this game, surely. They've battled, and they've tied the game at 7. Now with 8 hits, out-hitting Austin College 8-5. Stubber looks back at Coney, dancing around at second. Throws a ball in the dirt. A 1-0 count to John Ramsey. Bottom of the 5th. 2 down in the inning. Ramsey lines it to left. Ramirez is there. A good swing from John Ramsey, but right to the left field there, Tino Ramirez. It ends the inning, but the damage has been done. Trinity coming back to tie this game at 7. We head to the 6th. This is a good one. Game 3 between Trinity and Austin College, all tied up. Welcome back. Jack Breezy remains on the mound after getting the last out of the 5th. He works in the top of the 6th now against the top of the order. Isaac Villa up. Villa 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out and struck out. He's also worked a walk. Villa cranks one into left field. That lands. Good job by Matthews to cut that off. He'll hold it to a single. A base hit for Isaac Villa to lead things off. And that was the main issue for Jack Breezy last season. A strikeout to walk ratio, fantastic. 32 strikeouts to 8 walks. He gave up 34 hits through 25.2 innings pitched. An area he'll try to improve on in 2025. Pitch gets away from Riding. And all of a sudden, the go-ahead run is at second base for Austin College. Unclear whether that will be a wild pitch or a passed ball. Either way, the 4th error of the day on Trinity. Some uncharacteristic mistakes that have kept Austin College in a tie game at this point. Ramirez drops down the bunt. It's a good one. Spin and throw from Riding. Gets away. Villa will score. A 2-base error. Riding upset with himself. Misses on the throw. The 5th error on Trinity today. And Austin College gets the lead right back. It's 8-7 Roos. So Ramirez able to reach on the E2. Gets another base out of it as well. Desmond Squall's up. He's 2 for 3. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back. And takes a ball. It's 1-0. Squalls has 2 hits today, both of them singles. Another one here would extend the Austin College lead to 9-7. Pitch high. Squalls wanted to bunt again, but going to be very difficult to get that one down. These Trinity bats out hitting Austin College 8-6. As they've kept the Tigers in this game. However, the pitching hasn't been able to hold down the fort. Pitch misses from Breezy, and it's 3-0. And there's some light action in the Tiger bullpen. Nobody throwing quite yet. We'll see how Dave Smith and Tim Scannell want to handle this. The 3-0 misses in, and ball 4. A 4-pitch walk handed out to Squalls, and the first 3 batters of this inning have all reached for Austin College. What a turn of events from Game 1 to Game 2 in a doubleheader. Trinity blowing out Austin College 27-5 for those of you who weren't able to watch the first game of this doubleheader. Austin College now with the 8-7 lead as Asher Thompson enters the game. Bunts quickly to Breezy, who gets the lead runner. Throw back to first. Can't step on the bag. That was Michael Lustina, who's checked in defensively at second base, covering first base. Great job by Breezy to get the lead runner there, being aggressive on the bunt. It was bunted quickly right at him. Turned immediately to third, throws it to Kai Tinker. They get the force there. Tries to turn two on the double play with Lustina covering first. Can't do so in time. Either way, the Tigers get one out. Breezy fires strike one to Scott Hosmer. Hosmer 0 for 1 with a ground out. He also has reached with a hit by pitch and a sacrifice bunt. Throwing off the backside, not in time, is Breezy. Squall's able to dive back safely. Scott Hosmer, an opportunity to extend his team's lead. It's already 8-7 Austin College, as they have scored plenty of runs in this game. Fouled near the top of the screen in my direction on the roof of the Bell Center. Count is now 0-2. Austin College 8 runs tonight. That's tied for their season high through 5 games. They lost 13-8 at home to Mary Hardin Baylor in Game 2 of that series. Breezy bluffs off the backside. Nobody there to receive the throw. The 0-2. One down in the inning. Runners at first and second. Fouled into the screen again as Scott Hosmer continues to battle. Ground ball and foul. No play for Tinker there. Breezy trying to find something to get out of this inning. More traffic for Austin College. They've had plenty of it. Some of it due to their offensive prowess in this game. 6 hits, but 4 Trinity errors. Have really put the Tigers in a tough position. Talked about yesterday, Sean Count saying if the Roos beat the Roos, they'll lose. Well, this is the Tigers beating the Tigers so far. Pitch gets away nearly from writing. Now a 1-2 count to Scott Hosmer. Ground ball, this is fair. Nick Jones able to field it, step on first, and they get an out, but both runners advance. So now second and third with 2 down in the inning for Mason Woodhouse. Woodhouse, 1 for 2, a strikeout, a single. He walked the last time he was up. An opportunity to further extend the lead. 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch from Breezy, a slider that misses away. Swing and a miss. Fastball blown right by him. 1-1. A big cut at that fastball for Mason Woodhouse. A single would do the job. It would likely score 2 runs. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Looked like some type of breaking ball that time. Maybe the slider again. 1-2. Two down in the inning Squalls waiting on third. Hosmer on second. The pitch away. Woodhouse not offering at that. It's 2-2. Temperature slowly dropping as the sun does as well here in South Texas. Breezy in a 2-2 count with Mason Woodhouse. Too far away, 3-2. Full count, 2 down. Both runners will be off with this pitch. Close pitch, no call, ball 4. So Breezy loses Woodhouse. A pitch just a touch high. As Dave Smith will come out to the mound. And the rest of the infield will come in, along with Matthias Writing, the catcher. Bases now filled with Kangaroos, trying to jump on Breezy and the Tigers. Breezy trying to find a way out of this inning. These Tiger bats have responded so well to all the runs that their pitching staff has given up. It started with Will Hellings. He's given up 6 runs in total. Will Taylor has only pitched a third of an inning, responsible for a run himself. And Breezy responsible for the 1 run in this inning. As now he works with the bases loaded and 2 down. He'll face the catcher, Caden Stegent. Strike 1 to Writing, who faked like he was going to throw to third. That seems like a risky play right now. Tinker was there to receive it, but we've already seen Austin College try that and fail. Now the 0-1. Pitch nearly got away. A great job by Writing to pick that. It saves a run. One of the Young Suns stats in baseball, catcher's runs saved. Chalk one up for Writing. The 1-1. Pitch away again. Now 2-1. Fouled off the end of the bat of Stegent, 2-2. Breezy trying to finish him off. Squalls and Hosmer have been at third and second respectively for quite some time. Woodhouse joined them in his last at-bat with a walk. He's at first. The base is filled with Kangaroos. 2 down in the inning. The pitch from Breezy. Inside. Ball 3. Full count again. Now the runners will be off with the pitch, and Woodhouse maybe has a chance to score off a single from first. Time called. Stegent waiting for Breezy to decide which pitch he was going to throw. Decides he wants a reset himself. Now he steps back into the batter's box. The 3-2, runners off with the pitch. Strike 3 called! Fastball down the middle! Austin College leaves the bases loaded. Jack Breezy fired up, gets out of the jam, but Austin College able to get a run. They lead this one 8-7, bottom of the 6th, coming up on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the bottom of the sixth inning here in the Alamo City. What a game this has been. Quite the turnaround from the 27-5 blowout we saw in game one of this doubleheader. Austin College has the lead 8-7, trying to end a 39-game-long winning streak for the Trinity Tigers against the Austin College Kangaroos. The leadoff man, Caleb Woodward, will lead things off. First pitch to Woodward. Breaking ball lands for strike one. Brant Stubber still on the mound for Austin College. If that is Stuber, I apologize. We were not given pronunciation guides. Stubber working ahead 0-1. Trying to hold on to this lead. Woodward grounds one to Woodhouse at second. A bobble, and that will be an E4. Woodward reaches on the error. Woodward to Woodhouse on that play. And the Tigers' leadoff man is aboard. Maddox McDonald stepping in the right-handed batter's box as another aircraft of some kind approaches. This one sounds like a plane instead of a helicopter. We can confirm when it comes into my view. Throw back to try and get Woodward. He dives back safely. Wise to check on Caleb Woodward every now and then. We know how fast he is. He could be off and running. McDonald still waiting for his first pitch. Represents the go-ahead run in the sixth. McDonald fouls that over the netting and onto the bell center. I didn't see it. I don't know how many hops it had. Didn't sound like a record breaker, though. Now the 0-1 after the foul ball. Woodward off and running. McDonald lines one to center. It falls. Woodward's off to third. McDonald stops at first. Runners at the corners with nobody out. A no-out base hit for Maddox McDonald. That'll go down as McDonald's second base hit of the game. He's 2 for 4 today. It brings up Brett Jones, 1 for 1 with a triple. He's also worked 2 walks. Has the go-ahead run on first base. Trinity trying to take their first lead of the entire game. They've tied the score at 2, but that's the best they've done since it was 0-0. They'll check on McDonald at first. Dangerous play with Woodward on third. Woodward, a very good base runner. Ready to take advantage of any mistake that Stubber will give him. Top of the Tiger order, trying to give them the lead. Runner goes, and McDonald, the bluff throw. McDonald slides in safely, a stolen base. Brant Stubber, who for the last few years has been the stabilizing force of this Austin College bullpen. 6 saves last season, has run into some trouble in these last 2 innings. 1-0 to Jones. Pitch away. 2-0. Matthias Riding waiting on deck in the cleanup spot. Nick Jones in the batter's box. Woodward on first. McDonald on second. Lined into left field. It's a base hit. Woodward will score. Here comes McDonald. He will score. Jones digs into second. He's fired up at second base. A 2 RBI double gives Trinity their first lead of the game. It's 9-8. So Trinity now with the lead. They hadn't had it all game. They've had offense today, and they've needed all of it. Only up 1 run. Matthias Riding comes up to the plate. Nobody out in this inning. Check swing does not go around. Pitch misses low from Stubber, 1-0. Pitch misses in, 2-0. Stubber trying to hold this deficit now. His team down 9-8, 2 runs scored off the bat of Nick Jones. Misses away, 3-0. As so far, Brant Stubber has struggled in his season debut. Not what you want to see if you're Austin College. In terms of returning players from their bullpen, he was the only one with an ERA below 4. The guy you could turn to in this situation, not so much today. We'll see if he can figure it out. Inside, that'll go down as a hit by pitch, riding back-to-back at-bats with a hit by pitch. And just like the first one, he shakes it off. And that'll be the day for Brant Stubber. Does not get an out in the bottom of the 6th. Surrenders the lead, and he would take the loss if the score were to stay the way it is. A pitching change from San Antonio. Tigers have their first lead of the game. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. It's a nice sunset over the San Antonio skyline behind me, and it's a nice baseball game in front of me at Trinity University Ballpark. New pitcher in the game for Austin College. It's Ethan Lowry, the junior from Forney, Texas, and he'll face the left-handed hitter, Brandon Nelson. Nelson, 1 for 3 today. He's flown out twice, and he also has a double. Working with runners on first and second. Squares up to bunt, but pulls it back. Pitch outside and high from Lowry. The 1-0 to Nelson. Pitch away again, 2-0. And this is where the question marks come for Austin College. Now that Stubber is out of the game, somebody has to step up. Lowry gets the first opportunity. The 2-0 pitch. Right down the middle for ball 3. Must have been a little inside. Runners on first and second. Trinity trying to extend the lead that they just got. Check swing from Nelson, takes a strike. It's 3-1. Nick Jones on second base, Matthias Riding on first. Outside, ball 4. That loads the bases with nobody out. So Kai Tinker now next up to bat for Trinity. Tinker 2 for 3, a single, a double. He's also grounded out. Tinker working with the bases loaded. Inside, hits him. That scores a run. It's 10-8 Trinity. Nick Jones comes in from third. So the last 3 Tiger at-bats have gone like this. Hit by pitch, walk, hit by pitch, and that is not a recipe for success if you're Austin College, obviously. Now Max Milligan steps into the batter's box, a pinch hitter. He'll replace Pierce Matthews, whose day is done. Matthews, no hits but 2 RBI, an RBI ground out, and a sacrifice fly. Bases loaded, nobody out. 3 runs have already scored in this frame for Trinity. Inside, ball 1, Milligan holding up the stop sign to Matthias Riding at third, who thought about going for a second. Milligan telling him, don't risk it, nobody out. Tigers have now scored at least 10 runs in all 3 of their games against Austin College. Pitch low. Ball 2. So a run has already been driven in by a hit by pitch. The 2-0 count from Lowry. On pace to walk in a run. We'll see how things progress in this at-bat from Milligan. Low, ball 3. And you would assume with the lack of control shown by Lowry, there is no way Max Milligan will swing at this pitch. Down the middle, strike 1. And an obvious red light situation there for Milligan with the bases loaded. Might as well see if he'll hand you the run. Down the middle, strike 2. Now a full count. The 3-2 pitch coming up. Austin College looking for their first out of the 6th. Trinity up 2, 10-8. Inside, ball 4. And Lowry walks in a run. An RBI for Milligan, a run for Matthias Riding, who comes in from third. It's 11-8 Trinity. And this will warrant another visit, a frequent sight today on both sides. And that'll be the day for Lowry. Faces 3 batters. Walks 1, hits another, walks another. As he loads the bases. A new pitcher coming in for Austin College. When we come back, Trinity leading 11-8 in the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back. The sun is pretty much set in San Antonio. The lights are in full effect here at Trinity University Ballpark, and the Tigers have an 11-8 lead. A new pitcher in the game for Austin College. It's Jonas Caballos, who we saw in last night's season opening game for Trinity. Worked multiple innings in relief and was fairly effective overall. Now he'll face Michael Lustina, who's pinch hitting for Cal Coney. First pitch down the middle, strike one. Comes into a tough situation. The bases loaded, nobody out. Trying to hold this deficit in a game where the Austin College Kangaroos led for most of it. Trinity only taking the lead just now. Milligan thought about it. They appeal the first and no call granted. They say Milligan held up. Count now 1-1. Strike called. Michael Lustina in the batter's box. Count is 1-2. Pitch away, and it gets away. Not enough for Nelson to take home. He probably could have. Steegen didn't know where that ball was for a second. It would have been an aggressive play on his part, but probably one he could have made in hindsight. That ball just squirted off to the side. Steegen had no idea where it is. Caballos actually had to point it out. Pitch to Lustina. It's a high fly ball to shallow center field. Catch is made. Nelson tagging the throw, cut off. And it will go down as a sac fly for Michael Lustina, extending the lead 12-8. Five runs have now scored in this bottom of the sixth for Trinity. John Ramsey up to bat. He represents the 9th Trinity batter of this inning. Woodward led it off, got on base with an error, and then all of the other batters have come up to the plate since, John Ramsey being the most recent. Working with runners on first and second, only one out. Pitch inside, taken for ball one. Ramsey 1 for 3 today. A base hit, a strikeout. He also lined out to left. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Went after the breaking ball on the outside part of the plate for the righty Ramsey. Oh and 2. One down in the inning. Pitch misses. A good take by Ramsey. Runners at first and second. The pitch from Caballos. Swing and a miss. Curveball falls into the zone. Ramsey went after it, but to no avail. It misses his bat. Count is now 2-2. John Ramsey, who's earned the nickname Skyball, a story that I'm sure I'll get to tell later. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. 2 down in the inning. Ramsey went after that slider again, strikes out for the second time today, and it brings up Caleb Woodward to the plate. The 10th Tiger batter to come up to the plate. Two down in the inning. Woodward trying to extend the lead. He got the party started by reaching on an error. He would end up scoring. Ahead 1-0. Pitch inside, 2-0. Tinker waiting on second. Milligan on first. 2 down. Caballos trying to hold this deficit. It's 12-8. A 5-run frame put up by Trinity. Pitch away, ball 3. Seagent getting up, moving his hands, telling his pitcher to settle down. Caballos, who's already done well to collect 2 outs, came in with the bases loaded and nobody out. Now the 3-0 pitch to Woodward. Down the chute, strike 1. The runners have their lead. Pitch. Misses. Ball 4 high. Woodward tosses the bat, jogs to first base. Base is loaded once again, as Maddox McDonald will have his second at-bat of the inning. Base hit in the 6th, earlier in this frame. Also had another one in the 3rd. He's 2 for 4 today. Good start to the season from McDonald. He's already pretty much hit everywhere in the lineup. Hit 7th today. Breaking ball lands for a strike on the inside part of the plate. Hitting 2nd today. So he's had a good series against Austin College. Fouled off the end of McDonald's bat into the screen. Count now 0-2. Think about how deflating this is for Austin College, who have led the entirety of this game until now. Now find themselves down 4 runs. How will they respond in the next inning? McDonald hits a fly ball to Squalls. Has to take a step in, now a step back, and he makes the catch that ends the inning, but not before Trinity takes its first lead of the game. A 5-run frame. They've put up 12 on the day. They lead 12-8. Top of the 7th when we come back on Tiger Network. Welcome back to One Trinity Place in San Antonio, Texas. Jack Breezy back on the mound for the Tigers, now working with a 4-run lead after a 5-run bottom of the 6th for Trinity. Still face the designated hitter, Ayala Hinojosa. Hinojosa has 1 base hit in this game, 1 for 3 on the day, takes a ball low. Breezy's had a long time to sit after an adventurous top of the 6th inning. He only allowed 1 run, left the bases loaded, getting a strikeout. Hinojosa rips one to center field. Woodward charging in and makes the catch just to the left of the Trinity logo from my perspective. Bring up the bottom of the order now. Ashton Cason. Cason is 0 for 2 today, has worked a walk. Takes a strike towards the bottom of the zone. Breezy now ahead 0-1. Ball high, 1-1. Think about the landscape of the SCAC and how competitive it'll be this year. Talked about McMurray and Concordia. Fouled back onto the roof of the Bell Center. 1, 2, 3, and I lost sight of it. McMurray, Concordia, TLU, Centenary, Trinity. Pitch away, taken, makes the count 2-2. And then, of course, Southwestern. Those are the 6 teams that most people theorize are going to be in the mix for the SCAC title. Ground ball on 3 hops to John Ramsey. Throw in time. Nick Jones able to scoop it for out number 2. So Breezy's worked 2 quick outs. Trinity projected to finish first in the conference according to voting, but that's not always very reliable. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But pitching coach Dave Smith saying he's excited about how competitive the conference will be this year. Saying he would always watch the SEC or the Big 12 and be jealous because these last 2 years it's been the same 4 teams in back-to-back seasons in the SCAC tournament. Well, that is predicted to not necessarily be the case anymore. Hit in the air to right. McDonald makes the catch. And that ends the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. It's easy being Breezy. 1-2-3 go the Roos in the top of the 7th, bottom of the 7th coming up in San Antonio. Welcome back. Bottom of the 7th in San Antonio, Texas, on the campus of Trinity University. Jonas Caballos still on the mound. For Austin College, he'll face Nick Jones. Nick Jones batting here in the 7th inning is 2 for 2, a double, a single, and he's also worked 2 walks. Big swing and a miss, 0-1. We talked about the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, the SCAC, on a more zoomed out level. But just looking at it from this game, breaking ball lands, strike 2 from Caballos. Think about Austin College and Trinity. Jones rifles one, foul. To the right of that foul pole above the Austin College bullpen, probably somewhere in the parking lot. Jones hits a deep fly ball, the right field, back at the wall, gone! A solo home run for Nick Jones and a light show to match the powerful swing. As the Tigers seem to have found their groove. Nick Jones, a towering blast into left field. Matias Riding in the batter's box, takes ball 2. Getting back to thinking about this matchup in particular. It looked like for a second that this could be the game. that Austin College upsets Trinity for the first time since 2013. A 12-year winless drought. Riding grounds one to short. Villa in time, one down. But it looked like this could be the game that Austin College finally does it, but the pitching just couldn't hold up. Goodridge had a very nice start overall. Did not surrender most of these runs. Blake Goodridge allowing 5 runs in total, 4 of them earned through 4 innings of work. This is hit high but foul at the back of the Trinity bullpen. Some Tigers having to get out of the way. You think about how deflating this has to be for Austin College and their fans. Nelson hits a high fly ball, the shallow left field. Ramirez is under it, has to shift over to his right and makes the catch for out number 2. The Austin College pitching just couldn't hold up when it came down to it. The Trinity's offense has been too much so far. Still time for the Roos to come back in this game. 5-run deficit at this point. 2 down in the 7th inning. Kai Tinker up to the plate. Takes strike 1. A breaking ball lands in the zone. But they had the Tigers on the ropes. It was 5-2, and then it was 7-4. 2 different 3-run leads in this game. But if you look at the scoreboard, a 3-run inning in the 5th, a 5-run inning in the 6th, and now 1 run here in the 7th. Check swing from Tinker did not go around. 2-1. Tigers were out hitting Austin College basically the entire time. Now out hitting them 11-6. The errors kept them in this game for the most part. 4 Trinity errors, and that will definitely be a point of emphasis as the Tigers' schedule gets very difficult coming up. They'll be in Seguin, 30 minutes away next weekend against Texas Lutheran University. Swing and a miss from Tinker brings the count to 3-2. And then they'll be in Austin, Texas against Concordia in their first year in the SCAC, receiving first place votes along with Trinity to win it. Takes a pitch outside. Tinker draws ball 4 and a walk with 2 outs. Max Milligan now stepping into the batter's box. He worked a walk in his only at-bat. Pinch hitting for Pierce Matthews. Works with a runner on first. Takes a slider down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Trinity's offense really just keeping them in this game for the most part, and then eventually breaking it open. Milligan hits a ground ball to short, and Villa goes the short way, steps on the base for out number 3. It ends the inning. Only 1 run scored in the 7th, and it was off the bat of Nick Jones. A home run to left field. He's got 3 hits on the day as we head to the top of the 8th in San Antonio, 13-8. Trinity trying to sweep Austin College. Welcome back. We're here for the top of the 8th, and so is Jack Breezy. He's back on the mound. 2.1 innings of work for number 10. He's only surrendered 1 run so far, and it was unearned. Good relief appearance as he's settled in. Breezy facing Tino Ramirez, the number 2 hitter for Austin College. Big swing and a miss from the left fielder makes it 0-2. Ramirez is 1 for 3, a base hit to start this game. Scored the second run of the day for Austin College as they jumped on the Tigers 2-0. Pitch in the dirt. Taken for ball 1 to make the count 1-2. Temperature dropping here in San Antonio. Jackets starting to come out in the crowd that has remained mostly full. Everything out in full force today. Babies and dogs included. Ground ball right to Breezy. Picks it on a hop and makes a lofting throw to Nick Jones for out number 1. So now Desmond Squalls up. Started his day with back-to-back base hits. Since then, a ground out and a walk. Take strike 1. 1 down in the inning. Breezy trying to bring this one home potentially. Fastball down the middle. Strike 2 as Breezy seems to have settled in. Remember, in his first inning in relief, got out of a bases loaded jam. Squalls hits a fair ball down the third base line. Throw from Tinker in time. A long throw from Kai Tinker all the way across the diamond, 7 or so feet behind the third base bag. Makes it in time as that ball barely stayed fair. Great defensive play by Kai Tinker. Goes down as a 5-3 putout for those of you scoring at home. It's Asher Thompson waiting on deck. And are they saying that that ball went foul? Squalls walking back into the batter's box, and that looks like the call. They're saying it went foul. Looked like a fair ball to me. The play was completed. Squalls gets that pitch off the end of his bat. So a foul ball was the call. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Breezy gets him anyways. And he gets another strikeout to his name. 2 down in the inning. And now it brings up Asher Thompson. Thompson takes the ball away. Playing third today. Looking for his first hit of the game. He has struck out and he's also walked in this one. Foul ball, big hack. Now in a 1-1 count. Austin College only 4 outs to work with here. Pitch high and away, 2-1 from Breezy. Fly ball in foul ground. Approaching the Tigers bullpen. Tinker calling, goes back into fair territory and makes the catch. So Kai Tinker, the third baseman, misreads it at first. That ball looked like it may be headed for the Tigers bullpen. It leaks back into fair territory. Would have been a base hit if it had fallen. Able to extend his glove and make the catch that ends the inning. Back-to-back zeros put up by Jack Breezy as we head to the bottom of the 8th in San Antonio. Tigers up to bat on Tiger Network. Welcome back to Trinity University Ballpark as a pitching change has occurred for Austin College. Tyler Ramage, the senior from Odessa, Texas, now in the game for the Roos. He made 10 appearances last season, 4 starts, has a 1-4 record, 24 innings pitched last season. ERA over 8. He'll have the opportunity to lower that. With this appearance, he'll face Michael Lustina. Should clarify that his ERA over 8 was from last season. This season, 2 innings pitched and 1 relief appearance against UMHB. 1 run allowed, but none earned. So his ERA is 0 right now. No opportunity to lower that. Faces Michael Lustina. First pitch misses, ball 1 low. So Lustina will have the first crack at extending this Tigers lead. Came in for Calcone a couple of innings ago. Takes a fastball for strike 1. Ramage trying to hold this deficit to 13-8, giving Austin College whatever chance they can to win this one. Pitch inside, and that hits Lustina. So more hit-by pitches handed out by Austin College. Trinity will take him. 3 bases. We'll bring up the first-year John Ramsey. 1 for 4 today. As a base hit. He struck out looking and swinging. A quick conference between Caden Stegent and Tyler Ramage. Ramage, the 5th pitcher the Roos have used today. So we play into the 8th inning. Something that didn't happen earlier today. The game ended in 7 in a run rule. But Austin College competitive for most of this game. More than competitive, they were winning. Trinity just too explosive in the end. We'll see what Austin College can do in the top of the 9th. A check on Lustina, who dives back safely. Trinity currently up 5 runs. They have had a 5-run inning, and if they have another one, they'll walk it off. The run rule would come into effect in the 8th, but far from worrying about that. Ramsey has to duck, but the pitch gets away, and Lustina will jog easily into second base. Wild pitch. So now a runner in scoring position. If Austin College is unable to come back, their record will be 0-6 to start the year, but against pretty good competition. The University of Mary Hardin Baylor swept them in Sherman last weekend. Trinity poised to do the same. They bluff off the backside. Lustina has to dive back to second. And Mary Hardin Baylor is next on the schedule for Trinity. A midweek game here in San Antonio. We hope you tune in for Wednesday night. Pitch from Ramage. High fly ball drifting foul, and it is beyond the bullpen of Austin College off the bat of John Ramsey. Brings the count to 2-1. Trinity baseball gets things rolling. Poised for their 2nd consecutive opening weekend sweep. Swing and a miss from Ramsey evens the count at 2-2. Tigers swept Babson College last year on opening weekend. Now poised to sweep Austin College. Opening weekend with SCAC play, very unusual. Fouled off by Ramsey, he stays alive, but I talked to Tim Scannell and Dave Smith about that, and they said, well, that's just the nature of what's going on in the SCAC right now. Trinity and Southwestern in their last season in the conference, the University of the Ozarks, McMurray, and Concordia, all new invites into the conference in their first seasons. Ramsey smokes one to deep left field, back off the wall. It's rolling around in left field. Lustina comes in to score. Ramsey is into second. His first extra base hit as a Trinity Tiger. It scores 1. It's 14-8 Trinity. As John Ramsey smoked that ball off his bat, looked like it could be gone for a second, ends up hitting the base of the wall in left field. And now a pinch hitter for Caleb Woodward. It will be Thomas Moss, who has gotten a pinch hit appearance in all 3 of these games. So Caleb Woodward getting the rest of the night off. We'll see who comes in to replace him defensively, as Thomas Moss, from what I'm aware of, does not play outfield. We'll see if things change. You never know. You learn something new every day. Moss down 0-1 with Ramsey on second. Pitch just misses. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Not getting the call. 1-1 is the count. Ground ball. Villa, a long throw, not in time. Moss sliding in safely. Goes down as a base hit for the first-year Thomas Moss. Ramsey able to advance from second to third. Tough to get a read on whether Villa was going to be able to make that play. It went past the dive of the third baseman Thompson. Impressive range by Villa even to get to that ball, and just couldn't make the throw in time. Maddox McDonald now due up. Had a good opening game of this doubleheader, and following it up with a good performance in this game, 2 for 5 with 2 base hits. Takes a pitch away. And on deck, I believe, is still Nick Jones. We'll see. If he is on deck, he has a very real opportunity. Stolen base from Maddox McDonald. Moves from first to second. That actually looks like Callan Singhania, who started opening night in right field. Will pinch hit from Nick Jones. Nick Jones was 1 single away from the cycle after his home run last inning. Check that. That's not McDonald running. That was Thomas Moss stealing the base. McDonald in the batter's box, ahead 3-0. Strike 1. So it does not look like Nick Jones is going to get the opportunity to get the cycle. Reached base in all 5 of his plate appearances. A triple, a home run, a double, and 2 walks. An impressive night for the first baseman in his first series with Trinity. Pitch away from McDonald. Ball 4. That will load the bases. And a walk-off opportunity for Callan Singhania, who enters the game here in the 8th inning. A grand slam would give the Tigers a 10-run advantage, in which case play would stop. Last time the Tigers were able to walk off an opponent on a run rule, that was when Brett Jones did it twice in one day against the University of Dallas last year, senior weekend. Shout out to Brett Jones from Boulder, Colorado. Callan Singhania in the batter's box, ahead 1-0 with the bases loaded. Pitch high, 2-0. Ramage trying to find some control over this inning. He's allowed a double, a single, and a walk in his last 3 plate appearances. Pitch away. Brings it to 3-0 against Singhania. Matthias Riding waiting on deck. Inside, ball 4, and that walks in a run. Now only 3 away. Still nobody out in this inning. So another walk-off opportunity. But head coach Sean Counts is going to come out to talk to his guys. Will this be a change or a chat? We shall see. Calls the entire infield and the catcher Steegen in. Nobody coming out from the Austin College bullpen as of yet, so it looks like this is just an opportunity to coach him up a little bit. Tough to manage your bullpen in these double headers. We've already seen Jonas Caballos, who's thrown in back-to-back days. He threw last night and he threw 2 innings in relief tonight. It looks like the home plate umpire coming up to break up the meeting. About out of time. Counts content. He'll head back to the dugout. And everybody will meander to their respective positions. Next on the schedule for Austin College, they'll host Centenary, 3 games against the Gents from Shreveport, Louisiana. That series will be in Sherman, Texas. And then the next weekend, they'll host the University of Dallas, regional rivals. Sherman just a little bit north of the DFW area. Then they'll go to Schreiner, and then they will play Southeastern. No, not Southwestern. They'll play Southeastern during spring break. So a non-conference game, Austin College filling up their spring break schedule with opponents like that. Matthias Riding up to bat, ahead 1-0. Takes a fastball down the middle, strike 1. Trinity ahead 15-8 for those of you who are just joining us, out hitting Austin College 13-6, but it didn't start that way. Austin College had multiple 3-run leads in this game. They were ahead 5-2, and then they were ahead 7-4 for Trinity. Broke things open. Pitch misses from Ramage. 2-1 is the count. Thomas Moss, the first year at third base. Maddox McDonald at second base. And then at third base is Callan Singhania. Riding plays that fair. And they'll take the out at first, allowing Thomas Moss to score from third. That makes it 16-8, Trinity. So the 1-3 putout on Matthias Riding does give him an RBI. And now Brandon Nelson comes up to bat with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 8th, 15-8. Trinity has the lead. Check that, 16-8. If the 2 runners on base score, the Trinity Tigers will walk it off. So 1 base hit could end the game. Nelson fouled that last pitch off. He's down 0-1. To think how the tables have turned on this game. When it was 5-2 or 7-4, if you had told somebody the Tigers would have run-ruled the Austin College Roos, they probably would have said that would have had to be quite the turnaround, and indeed it was. Nelson late on that, fouls it off into the screen. The senior down 0-2. Last 4 innings for the Tigers have gone 3 runs, 5 runs, 1 run, and 3 runs. For only scoring 4 in the previous 4. Nelson hits a high drive to deep right field, back at the wall. It's gone, and that is your walk-off clincher. The first home run of the season for Brandon Nelson. as Trinity puts up 19 on the board, a 6-run frame to finish it, and they are officially 3-0. They have swept Austin College. Brandon Nelson got all of that baseball in a fitting way for this Trinity offense to cap an impactful weekend. They scored 10 runs in Game 1. They scored 27 runs in Game 2, and now somewhere in the middle, 19 runs in Game 3. Definitely some questions to answer about this Tigers team regarding their pitching staff, regarding the youth, all that young talent that they brought in. Coach Dave Smith saying it's one of the best freshman classes he's ever seen in his time here. That being said, they're going to need to get their legs under them, but a good start for Trinity, going 3-0 in conference play. The walk-off home run from Brandon Nelson to finish things off. Well, that's it from us this weekend in San Antonio. We hope you enjoyed this doubleheader as the Trinity Tigers sweep the Austin College Roos. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, and thank you to everybody who made this broadcast possible, most notably my partner, Reed Rosales, and, of course, our executive producer, Josh Muchagembo. We hope you enjoyed opening weekend. That's it from us. For everybody here at Tiger Network, I'm Cole Isaacson saying so long from San Antonio.